I asked this person to come and share her story with you all. And because I knew that, I know a little bit about her life and her story, her triumphs, her heartaches, what she's gone through. And she spent an entire career writing songs about her life and what she's gone through. She is one of the top R&B stars in the game today. She is the unparalleled reigning queen of hip-hop and soul. She is here today to talk to you all, to give you some inspiration. If you will, Disney Dreamers, show your love. Put your hands together for the one and only Mary J Blige. Mary J Blige, y'all.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Everybody feeling good? Everybody's... Well, I heard the speech of the young man when I first came in, and I was completely inspired, because a lot of times we forget to count our blessings, and we forget that we have no excuse to do better. I mean, we absolutely have to do better, because, you know, we have the power to build, destroy anything. What people don't teach us in the world is that we have the power to do it, and that we are responsible. And as heavy as that may sound, we are responsible. When I was, I mean, a lot of you might know my story. I'm pretty sure you do. A lot of you know, the mothers in here of the children may know my story, and a lot of the children may know my story. But this is for the young people. When I was a kid, I was a 4-year-old wanting to be happy kid, but my environment was so dark and so abusive that I didn't know what else to do except for be dark as well. But I kept my light, and I kept my childhood light because I was a child. I kept my trust in people because I didn't know anything better. By the time I was 5 years old, I was hurt really, really bad by someone I really, really loved the most. Hurt me really, really bad, to the point where when I became a teenager, I walked around with so much guilt and shame and disgust and unforgiveness for myself. It made me go through so many things. When I was a kid, I watched my mom be abused constantly. I watched my aunts be abused constantly. I watched every woman in my neighborhood be abused constantly, every single day. I heard women next door screaming for their lives. Oh my God, you're gonna kill me, you're gonna break my back. Running out of their houses, screaming butt naked, asking for help. I've never seen a woman treated like a woman by a man. I've never seen a woman love herself because of this. All I've ever seen was women abuse themselves constantly. Before I knew who God was, I knew there was something around me that was bigger than me, that loved me more than I loved myself. And I would go down to this place called the Pier, and I would talk to it, and I would ask it for things. And I would ask it for peace and joy, and help me and my mom and my sister and all of us get out of our terrible negative situation where we lived, you know, the projects, the hood, whatever you want to call it. It was just a disaster. And I would get answers through me singing. And I would sing songs, and it would make me feel better. And I would come away from that place with hope. Music is what saved my life. So I would go home and play more music to help me feel better. And then I would go back to the Pier, and I would talk to God some more. And I would ask him for things. And he would just show me everything that was going to happen for me. And then one day I had a dream about being on stage. And I was like, really? This is what's going to happen to me? I'm going to be on stage? And turns out that that's what was going to happen. But at the same time, it was so far-fetched where I came from. It didn't seem like it didn't seem like a reality. So I tucked the dream. It became nothing. I say all that to say, if you're dreaming about being on stage, about being a doctor, about being a nurse, about being whatever it is that you dream to be, don't stop dreaming. Don't stop believing, and don't stop asking God for things. Be specific when you ask him, though. Be specific when you say, Father, I need your help. Don't ask him 20 times, just be specific, and I'm sure, and you will definitely get it. So, I know I'm all over the place, but that's just Mary J Blige. That's just how I do. I'm all over the place. So, by the time I was 16, I was really, really crazy damaged by the environment that I had grown up in, which was my mom's environment, my aunts, and I actually watched them at age 16 call the other generation the little babies. BITCHs and MFers, and you know, it was just a horrible thing to watch grown women speak to their children that way, and speak to us that way too. We were curse words and all of that stuff too. And that stuff really, really hurts. And it made me grow up to think I was every single thing they were saying I was. And I then went on to be a woman in the music business and lived the same abusive life that they lived every single day. Until one day, I just felt like, you know what, I think I'm gonna die. And if I don't subliminally kill myself, I'm going to really do it. You know, I just think it was, you know, at some point I began to drink a lot, do drugs, and anything that could take me out of here, I was trying to do it. Because I just felt like there was no reason for me to live, because I didn't feel like I had any love or support in my family. And I'm sure they loved me, but they didn't understand how to love me. They didn't love me, they loved me, but with the love they learned how to love with. Wasn't enough for me. And so I began to really abuse myself really badly, to the point where I was gonna die.
I'm here with Mary J Blige, and she's a singer. Kids at my school joke around a lot and talk about my mom. How do I overcome that?
Wow, you just do what you have to do. Don't worry about them. Do what you have to do. Don't worry about them, because it's to provoke you to do something negative or violent, to get you suspended or kicked out of school, you know what I mean? So do what you do, believe what God says about you, and don't let them bother you. It's not true about your mom, right? It's not true, right?
Right.
Okay, so don't believe it.
And then he has a question.
Okay. Can you give advice to the students at our school?
Yes. Yes. Believe in yourself, believe in God, and believe everything that God says about you, because it's everything that you are.
I'm going to miss the Dreamers Academy because it's all over. I had a great time. What did you think about it?
It was a great time to express yourself and dance and play.
Nice answer. I had an awesome time here, and I would just like to thank Disney, and I would like to thank Steve Harvey and all the Disney reps. And I would just like to thank my photojournalist, Freddie. Hi! I'm Damon Weaver.
I'm Freddie. I'm Jalyn Mitchell.
And now back to the KACTV News Desk.
Now why do I say your last name?